Hey everybody, it's Roland Millington from The Lowest Note, and I'd just like to talk to you guys about something that's been I've been working on a little bit, and get your take on it. Recently, I started playing acoustic bass guitar, and recently it was about 6-7 months ago is when I picked up my first acoustic bass guitar, and one of the problems that a lot of people experience with acoustic bass guitars is obviously the volume. It's not an upright bass, so you're definitely not going to get the volume projection out of an acoustic bass guitar that you would necessarily get out of an upright bass guitar. Uprights obviously have a much larger sound chamber than an acoustic bass guitar, and though while you create the same frequencies, you're not going to get the same level of volume. And when you're playing with a number of other players, it can be very problematic. So, like anybody else, I went to one of the net's most trusted bass guitar resources, talkbass.com, and checked out the forums and just checked out what a lot of people were talking about. And most people just said there's really not a whole lot that you can do about the fact you can buy a louder acoustic bass guitar. You could buy a Tacoma Thunder Chief. You can get a big-bodied Earthwood. You can get a Guitarron, which is a mariachi version of a bass. And all of those deal with much larger body sizes. And so I just decided that what I'm probably going to have to do is amplify my acoustic bass guitar, which really kind of stinks because it goes against the grain of really what you're wanting to do. So I started doing some research, and I read around, and I found this product as I was looking for feedback suppressors because I was concerned that that might be an issue. And it turns out that there's an interesting little product called the OPort. And the OPort here is made by D'Addario, Planet Waves. It's a great little product, they say. It was originally designed for guitar players, and a lot of the videos that were out there that are done with the OPort to give people an idea of what they sound like are either done by the company or they're done by people who are just doing what I'm doing, which is just recording it off of their webcam. Now, the difference being is that what I'm doing is actually going to be recording it off of my webcam utilizing a condenser mic to give you the difference between two bass guitars that have the exact same specifications, with one of them having the OPort installed. And this is the first part of this. What I had posted originally to the D'Addario Planet Wave site was, hey, does anybody have any video of one of these things being used in a bass guitar? And they were like, well, that'd be fantastic. If you want to record one in there, send it, and we'll ship you one. So they shipped me one. Now, in the meantime, I had purchased one already, so I already had one, and it was installed. They sent one anyway, good to their word. Don Dawson there at D'Addario. So this is the one that they sent. It's identical to the one that I have in my Ibanez AEB5. I'm using the AEB5s because it's an entry-level bass, and most people who are going to be purchasing an entry-level bass are going to probably have the most tonal issues with their bass guitar because they're not made out of the really fine tone woods, and they're made to a price point for a reason, so people can get their feet wet and maybe say, you know what, I think I'm going to move up to a better quality acoustic bass guitar. So what they do on here is, and it's stated right on the box, it says that they'll promise you a fuller, louder sound, improved clarity, and feedback suppression out of this. Now, anybody who's actually seen the videos online that other people have done with 6-string guitars know that in some guitars they work. A lot of it depends on what the actual guitar is made of, what kind of output, what kind of fullness does it have, etc., etc., etc. But with an acoustic bass, would it work? Okay, so what we have here is my black Ibanez AEB5, all right? It's very, very simple entry-level bass, and I'm going to record it two ways. Number one, I'm going to record it with the mic. It's a condenser mic, and we're about 6-8 inches from the sound hole. Not sure if that's optimal for recording, but hey, we're here in my living room. It's just to give you a general idea. Once I'm done recording that, just a few licks, I'm going to record with the line going straight into the board. Everything is flat. The EQ on the bass is set flat halfway, 50%, volume all the way up. EQ on both the channels for the mic as well as for the line are flat. So what you're hearing here, what you're getting is just the bass by itself, warts and all. So you'll have a general, a nice flat bass line for which to gauge whether or not this OPort is going to do you any good. So here we go. Now with the line. And now for the bass with the OPort in it. Once again, everything's all set nice and level. Same channels settings over there on the mixer, so we should be good to go. Starting off with the mic, same song. And now for the line signal. So that should give you a pretty good general idea of exactly what this bass will sound like compared with its little friend over there, and who's going to be getting this one put in there just as soon as I get done with the theater test. The theater test will be able to show you guys exactly what they sound like in a nicer room, much larger room on a stage, be much better acoustics and much better. But this was important to give you guys an idea of what it's going to sound like when you pull it out of the box and you throw it in your bass. Is it going to make a difference for me? Now, like I said, is it optimal? It was produced for a guitar, so it's probably not the correct port size and the port volume that you'd want for a larger chamber. But you know what? It sounds good enough for me. I mean, if I can take it to a gig, and I can play it in a dance band, and I can play it in a Celtic traditional band, and it performs well, yeah, you can't really beat that. I mean, it's good stuff. But, you know, for 20 bucks, will it work in your bass guitar? Well, there's a lot of ifs and questions in there, but for 20 bucks, I'm betting that it'd be worth a shot. Hopefully this will do it for you guys. I appreciate it very much if you'd subscribe, like I said. And in the meantime, until I see you next time, keep it low.